Hey guys, what's up? It's the Jets here with another Fallout 76 video, and today we're going to be going over how you actually launch nukes. So it seems like there is some information on how to launch nukes online, but I have decrypted, at least I believe I've decrypted the code for this week for Silo Alpha. So I'll be able to launch up that nuke pretty soon. And I'll basically just be showing you guys how to decrypt these messages and also a little bit on how to, on the actual fight for Site Alpha and how to launch the nuke from there. Alright, so getting into it, you'll see I have 8 Silo Alpha code pieces. Pretty useful. You're going to need 8 to fully decrypt the message, and basically what you're going to want to do is go and check out this website or document on Google. I will link it in the description, and I actually found this on the Reddit, so Ghost of Big Boss, thank you for making this. So essentially the first thing you want to do is get those 8 pieces. Now, spoiler warning, don't watch if you haven't completed the Enclave quests. After you complete the Enclave quest and you get to the generals section, then you can hunt down specific silo codes. So hunting down Alpha or Bravo or Charlie just becomes way easier. Then you're also going to need a key card, which you can get from, or you can also track that in the general section, or you can go ahead and find one just out in the world. They are roaming around, or I guess there might be other players, who knows. Anyway, going back to the decrypting part of this video, this is the Fallout 76 code breaking guide. What you're going to want to do is take all the letters that you have found. So for me, that would be A, C, H, K, N, O, P, and S. Those are all alpha code pieces. Now, what you are going to want to do starting out is go to the general section in the White States bunker. The computer that gives you the tracking missions, just look to the right of it, and on that wall there's going to be, as far as I've gotten, not decrypting the code. Now, I believe it's like 1 letter per day until the week resets. So it becomes easier and easier to decrypt the code over time. Now, for me, I was at the Enclave, or the White States bunker, looked at the wall, and all it said was this. So you want to go to this website. I will also link this down below, and you're going to want, just go ahead and put the letters that you know that have been decrypted from the Enclave, and then you're going to want to put question marks in between them, or for the letters that you don't know. Then this will essentially give you a list of words that you can use as a decryption tool, let's say. So I believe, yes, stowable was my keyword. So this is another website called Brangle. I'll also be linking this one in the description. So what you're basically going to do is put the letters that you have, the silo nuke codes that you have in your inventory. So all of these, basically, if you put all those in, you get ACKNOPS. Nice. Then you're going to want to put the keyword being whatever you think one of these is. So you're going to want to go down the list. It's going to take a little bit of time. But you can kind of think about obvious, like nuclear related things, I believe. Because, I mean, like seawalls, there isn't like a huge chance that the decryption word that they've used is that. But let's say stowable, like a nuke is stowable, it's underground. And let's see, Skywards was also a contender. Stowaway, I suppose. Anyway, Sunwords. Yeah. You're going to want to look through the list of the words that comes up for the word find. And you're going to want to think about which ones make the most sense if you don't want to save time, or you can just go through the list. Who cares? You're going to basically find it out eventually. So once you've found a word that you think looks promising, you're going to want to go to Bringle. Then you're going to want to put the keyword into the keyword section and put your ciphertext or the codes that you have in game. Then you're going to hit decipher, and it's going to bring up plain text version. So for me, it brought up EIMPRCSA being ACNAPS. So once you have those letters, what you're going to do is go to a Scrabble site, or like a dictionary site, just whatever. I'll have this one linked down in the description though. So you're just going to choose the letters that you have, and it's going to find words that include those letters. So we have parasitism and supremic. Don't ask me what those means, but it's probably going to be one of those. Now it could also be any more of these. I believe I've tried like the first three, and I've tried Skywards and Sunwords. So I believe everyone's alpha code is the same every week, so then you guys can save some time if you're gonna go for that alpha silo. Now so once you've found out the code that you have, or a word that will actually fit into it using the Scrabble or dictionary, what you want to do is match up the letters to the encrypted ones. So this is a little bit complicated, but let's just say that the word is supremic. So what you want to do is find out, in correlation to your ciphertext, what letters or how these letters are arranged. So in the case of supremic, we can go, the S is a P. Let's just write this down. How about that? S is equal to P. Doing this in Word would probably be a lot easier, but A is going to be the last one is S. A equals S. P is equal to the fourth letter, K. Anyway, going down the line until you found out how the letters are arranged, then you're going to want to come into Fallout 76 again, and you're going to want to use the same arrangement as this. So let's just say, okay, so S is equal to P, so P is equal to 9. Okay, so you're going to want to take 9 as your first digit when you're putting in the key code to launch the nuke. And then it's going to go down the list for all 8 of the letters or numbers. So we can say A is equal to S is equal to 5. So the first 2 numbers of this code are going to be 9, 5, most likely, as long as the code is correct. Now going on to how you guys are actually going to want to get into a silo, it's pretty difficult to launch a nuke. It's not a walk in the park, I will tell you that. You're gonna come to any one of the missile silos scattered across the map. There are 3, Alpha, Charlie, and Bravo. So as you see, they've been called Site Charlie, Site Alpha, and Site Bravo, which is somewhere I forget. Essentially, you're going to travel there. You're going to start a dungeon. Essentially, it's a dungeon, and it's kind of difficult to have people also have to have completed the general's requirements in the enclave to actually be able to get down there, because there is going to be a hand scanner. So it's pretty difficult to get people to come with you already, because there's not a lot of people who have obviously completed those quests. So for the time being, it's going to probably be easier to do this solo, or if you I guess have a team that you know you're on the same page or as far into the game as each other. So once you come down to Site Alpha, essentially it's a big dungeon with little objectives, or big objectives, and there's there's a lot of robots, there's a lot of turrets. Make sure you bring high energy resistance armor, or have high energy resistance. You're gonna also want to make sure that you have long range guns to deal with the turrets. There are assaultrons, there are sentry bots, there are Mr. Gutsies, there are protectrons. Pretty much every single type of robot brains as well. Pretty much every single type of robot that you can find is going to be down here, and they're going to be basically the highest level that you can find, and you're going to be fighting like 4 of them at a time. It's pretty difficult. So of course, me being the smart guy that I am, I tried going through Site Alpha twice and failed miserably. I didn't really know what I was doing, and it has a little bit of a learning curve. So I tried a third time. I finally got all the way to the end, and I figured that the Decryptor was going to be one of the robots that helps you launch the nuke. So I don't know why I got this vibe from the introduction into setting off nukes once you become general, but it seemed like there was going to be an NPC, a robot, or like PC or something that could decrypt the code, but of course there's not. You have to do it yourself. So obviously I went down to the bunker, and well, I didn't have it decrypted, and the dungeon reset. So that's a lot of fun, so now I have to do it again, but hopefully I'll be doing that tonight and have a video for you guys up tomorrow on what actually happens when you nuke. Obviously, I know some other people have nuked, but I don't think there's a lot of information on how you actually get to the point where you're going to nuke. It is not a very simple task for a solo player, but you can do it. It is not impossible for a solo player. I also want to tell you guys that if you actually choose on the viewfinder, you're going to essentially choose where you want to launch your nuke on these like binoculars. If you have a large group of people, send it there. Fissure Site Prime. That's going to make essentially a raid, and yeah, that's going to be probably a lot of experience. I don't think anyone has done it yet. I haven't seen any video of it, but that is going to spawn some high level monsters. It says on my quest guide that you need 8+ players, or you don't need but recommended 8+ players to actually go into the zone that is created after you launch a nuke. So it'll all be very interesting to find out. I haven't really watched a lot of nuke videos just because I knew that I'd be coming to this point pretty soon anyway, so I didn't want to spoil it. So you guys will be able to experience that with me, hopefully later tonight. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, that is essentially all you need to do. Just bring your codes. Let's go over the steps again. Well, you can basically just refer to this thing. It'll tell you everything that you need to know, the steps in which you need to do them. Very easy. Then what you want to do is go first to iTools, whatever the hell this is called, and do the question marks for what letters you don't know. This will obviously become easier over time because not a lot of, once let's say that the first letters that were revealed instead of these 3, okay, sorry, what if it was like that? So that is going to be possible. It's going to be a lot easier to launch a nuke and without a lot of decryption. If the letters are next to each other, it's just going to be a lot easier to find them on like a dictionary or whatever this site is, just because letters that will match up or letters that go together are going to form fewer words than just letters spread out. Then once you find a word that you like, you're going to want to bring it into here and put your ciphertext down. Those are the letters that you have from the silo codes. Then you're going to find your plain text, and it is possible that your plain text is not going to show up on this Scrabble or dictionary or whatever. The letters are going to be very just random. So, you know, you could get like WZY, WZY, WZY over and over again. Well, not really, but let's just say you have like the most underused letters in the alphabet. It's probably not going to be that, because that doesn't really form a word. So, basically just bring it into Scrabble. Hopefully, what you're going to want to do is just click or, you know, decide the letters that you have. Then you're going to come down, and a lot of the times it will say that there are no words available, just because it's an 8-letter word. It's pretty long, and it uses a lot of weird characters almost every time. So it's pretty obvious once you have one that actually works. Like, it only seems to be like 20% actually made a word for me. So hopefully it is this code, but I am ready if it is not this code, and I will be, you know, putting on my deciphering hat and get to deciphering. Anyway, guys, that was it for this video. I hope you learned a little bit on how to launch nukes. It's not super clear in the game, so I hope you guys enjoy this information, and I hope you guys do get to launch some nukes and flip and enjoy the end game content that this game has to offer, because I think it is great. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and bye bye.